Cheers and full-throated huzzas are in order for Prince Harry, whose memoir just broke the Guinness record for fastest-selling nonfiction book of all time. The story of Prince Harold and his frozen yogurt slinger is so popular, they're now releasing a version for kids. I don't know if you know about this. It's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince and the Penis, and it's...
Jimmy Kimmel mocked Prince Harry's frozen todger in a recent parody on his show where he unveiled a new children's bedtime storybook following the life of Prince Harry and his Weenie. From the moment Prince Harry released his memoir, Spare, the book has gotten a lot of attention from the public for being such a cutthroat tell-all book. Prince Harry even decided to bless our minds with a vivid explanation on what went on with his manhood at one point of his life. Prince Harry revealed that back when Prince William was about to marry Princess Kate, he returned from a trip to the Arctic with a frozen penis that became a serious problem. He was his brother's best man, but things were not doing fine down where the sun doesn't shine. When the incident took place, Prince Harry wrote that a friend of his recommended using an Elizabeth Arden cream, and so he used one that his mother used on her lips when she was alive. In the passage, the prince recalls that Princess Diana used to apply the cream to her lips and wrote that the smell of the product made him feel like his mother was right there in the room before he applied the cream to his wee-wee, as horrified readers called it a Freudian nightmare. Many have now grown tired of hearing extracts from the book and the many interviews that accompanied it. Kimmel must have found this bit of overshared information by the prince extremely amusing that at first he made a video and then went the extra mile of making a children's bedtime storybook he unveiled. The book is called The Prince and the Penis. Jimmy Kimmel recited the storyline as he presented the parody book, sparking eruptions of laughter as he read it out loud. It features cartoon drawings of Harry and his frostbitten weenie, where the late Princess Diana produced Elizabeth lip cream for Harry to put on his frostbitten penis. The audience and the room was filled with raucous laughter at the scathing sentences as the talk show host continued to ridicule the prince in the 2-minute monologue. Jimmy Kimmel held up the book to the crowd and said, "The story of Prince Harold and his frozen yogurt slinger is so popular they are now releasing a version for kids. It's actually quite a cute book that features a cartoon drawing of Harry and his penis, which is wearing a hat and scarf in the North Pole. Not sure if you know about this, but it's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince and the Penis," Kimmel continued. "If the kids are still up, this would be a good time to gather them round the TV because I have the honor of sharing a first read of the new book." Jimmy then began reading the book in a funny comedic way, saying, "At the chilly North Pole, a silly young codger took a walk in the snow and froze his wee todger. The skin was discolored, all purple and white. When Harry peered down, 'twas a terrible fright. Oh mummy, he cried with a scream, and from then on up high, she appeared with some cream." Kimmel then raised the book so the audience could see and showed a cartoon drawing of Princess Diana appearing from the clouds above Harry and his ween. Closing the book, he ended it with the classic, "And everyone lived happily ever after," as the audience cheered and erupted into a chorus of laughter. From the amount of attention Jimmy Kimmel's parody book has gotten, it's quite okay to say that the prince must have seen it by now, and I can't imagine how pissed off he is. Prince Harry has been getting a lot of hate after his book went viral, and Jimmy isn't the only one who has had something to say about the book. Apart from Jimmy Kimmel, another late-night talk show host that spoke about this frozen weenie incident was Stephen Colbert, although he was far more respectful about it because he had Prince Harry as a guest. While on the show with Stephen, Prince Harry didn't seem to fathom why the word todger was so amusing to Americans. It wasn't until Colbert started doing some wordplay with the word that he might have gotten a little enlightenment on the cheesiness of the word. Or maybe he didn't understand that people were more amused by the fact that he had written a memoir and included a story about his weenie than the word todger. Stephen's take on the story was lighthearted and sunny, while Jimmy Kimmel's take on the story was a little more confrontational and disrespectful. While in America, the memoir has been received with very open arms, with everyone trying to get their hands on the royal family's secrets. In Britain, the release of the book was met with constant rejection and a feeling Prince Harry would be subject of constant ridicule by the media. Judging on what Jimmy Kimmel did, that seems to be exactly the case. Another comedian who jumped onto the Prince Harry ridicule bandwagon is comedian Chelsea Handler. She made Prince Harry and his recent storytelling antics the focus of her routine at the 2023 Critics' Choice Awards, where she was the host of the ceremony. Prince Harry had been making headlines non-stop for the past weeks in the run-up to the release of his new book, and by the time it was released, it had become one of the most popular books ever released. It even won the Guinness World Record for a feat along those lines. The book came out, and the extracts of it we've been reported far and wide, with one of the most popular stories being about the weenie issue. Since the publication of his book, Harry has appeared on a series of talk shows, including Stephen Colbert's The Late Show in the US, and talked about the extract that had been leaked before. During the interviews, he shared intimate details of his life, including losing his virginity, his use of drugs, and killing 25 Taliban fighters, as well as private conversations with his family and the deepening rift over Megxit. From the very beginning, he was slammed for making the royal family a laughingstock, and he was mocked himself for detailing private conversations in his book. Even the usually supportive liberal US media was seen to have gotten tired of his continued complaints and started mocking him. The New York Times called his remarks repetitive and tiresome and suggested the tide seems to be turning in US attitudes towards the Sussexes. It's gotten so worse that Harry was even ridiculed during his transatlantic PR blitz to promote his book Spare. Harry's book was so deep and out there that it also contains anecdotes that also appear to poke fun at his own family, including hanging a trinket likeness of the Queen on a Christmas tree. The book reveals that Meghan gave Harry an ornament of the Queen that she had bought from a local store in California. Harry writes in his book that it was Granny's face to a T and hung it straight on the large Christmas tree in their California home before young Archie, who was running around, knocked the tree stand, which caused the ornament to fall off and smash into pieces. Prince Harry even admitted that he went to a medium who said she could prove she was talking to his late mother from beyond the grave because Diana was giggling at Archie breaking the ornament. The prince and his wife have been dubbed the fame-starved couple who even have a frugal Netflix show. In the couple's Netflix documentary, Prince Harry's wife, Meghan, appeared to mock her own efforts at following royal protocol as she recounted the surreal moment she first met the Queen, performing a deeply exaggerated curtsy in front of awkward-looking husband, Prince Harry, who served in the army with the Queen being his commander-in-chief. He might have been uncomfortable at that time, but he was quite comfortable writing about his frozen dingles in his memoir, and it seems it would be a while before such stories are ever forgotten. A fan on Twitter said, "The Prince and the Penis. Vows, late-night comedy, and Mr. Henry's todger ridiculed along with him. This is not a good look for Mr. Henry and his todger. Yikes, what an awful cringe thing thinking apt he and Megxie. And his injured piece of flesh, hardly Mr. Studley." Another said, "Ask the world what Harry is known for, not Invictus, that's for sure. Harry is now known as the Prince of the Frostbit Penis. He's not recognized for valor and service. That's been wiped out by his mention of mummy, cream, and todger. What an embarrassment." Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts. That's it for this video. The